you have a monologue ready, Mags? Or I figured you had something. Will 1, Will 2.
Yeah, I was gonna have something like that, but I got an hour.
You got
I
no
got an hour
sleep.
and 45 minutes of sleep in the past day.
All right. So do you want to ad hoc bring them in, or you're good with no sleep?
Can you do it? I'm just
dude.
I'm roasted. Sorry, Will.
No,
roasted.
Papa's popping and locking, Magnum scrutinizing. Papa Max Podcast.
Hey everyone, and welcome back to episode 20 of the Papa Mags Podcast. Mags, we're up to 129 days since we've been told we can take our NFTs off a theta drop.
A few weeks has been over a third of a year. We've established that last week.
Yes.
Right.
Well, last week we were at a third of a year. We'll give them a little bit of credit. Now we're
a third of a leap year.
Correct. Right. Yes.
Right. So now we're over that, and we're into different territory. But then it seems like we don't have a lot to fucking talk about this week.
Yeah, definitely. It's been quite a week. You know, now that we're defining a couple of weeks here, thetadrop.com, the domain renewal is coming up in a few weeks. So let's just make sure we're on top of that. All right.
Right. Oh my God. All right. So I guess we'll leave that at that for now, and we'll revisit that next week.
Yeah. So back to some fun news, though. You had quite a week, huh? Started off with a bit of a bang. Heard you got there was a new custom that entered one of your wallets there.
Yeah, this week was absolutely nuts. So I don't know if you know, I am a meta in the ThetaZilla Club Discord because of my certain amount of ThetaZillas and Pixillas. I finally got one of my two. So I got my first one of my custom Pixillas. I got a Magnum Zilla.
Dude, what are you talking about? That's not what I'm talking about.
What are you talking about?
You talking about Magnum cool? PI Zilla?
Yeah, that's not cool?
That is cool. No, that was cool. That definitely came out really nice too. But I was talking, you know what I'm talking about. Hasn't been that long. You did you lose sleep over your Magnum PI Zilla when it hit your wallet?
No.
Did you lose sleep for a different reason?
Yes, I did.
Oh man, so that was awesome. Obviously, we talk about that a little bit later, so stay tuned. But I do want to bring up the pine that came with the pineapple kai, right?
Sure.
So you got the pig Viking.
Correct.
This is your first pig.
Well, funny story. So I say it's my first pig, but I'm being told it's not because it doesn't say it's a pig. We had some debate previously on this show.
Well, none of them. Well, what do you mean? No, none of them say they're pigs.
That is true. I didn't think of that. That is true.
And yours is actually is named a pig Viking.
Correct. So you're saying I should be the only one in the pigs room on SPS Discord?
No, I'm not saying that. I'm actually wondering if you think you belong in that room.
I got to tell you, my opinion's changed from...
Of course it has.
No, totally unrelated. I was just...
Of course it is.
A person grows and they think about life, and sometimes you got to reassess where you're going, and I'm like, it's a pig. So it should be in the pig group. So I would think, and the child should belong with the baby pine goose.
Oh boy. Wow. Man. Let's rewind the tape a little bit here. Staunch protesting from you going on just mere weeks ago. All right. So we're going full 180 on this, huh? Turncoat City.
Well,
I mean,
I've mentioned previously that, we're all hypocrites eventually. And I'm going to be honest.
You're just quicker than others.
Yeah, I'm going to be honest about it. My opinion changed. You may think playing video games is awesome, and you want to play video games all the time, and then you have a kid, and then you're not get to play video games, your opinion's going to change on video games. So, I didn't have a pig, and now I got one, and it says it's a pig, but it's not saying it's a pig for these requirements. And I think that's a little wrong and discriminated.
No, I don't think so. I mean, I'm a black and white kind of guy. I don't like exceptions to the rules. The pigs are based on pink beasts. Yours isn't a pink beast. It's not a pig.
What is a pink beast, though? What is a pink beast?
Just check the metadata. It's a pink beast. It says pink. Anything that says pink beast in the metadata is a pink beast, and it's a piggy.
It says it's a pig. It says pig.
No,
Viking.
it's a pig. It's the pig room for pink beasts because the pig
Viking,
the
pig Viking, which
You're
is
talking
in the metadata.
About exceptions.
That's not an exception. It's in the metadata. We're talking about metadata.
Does it say pink beast in the metadata of the pig?
Pig doesn't say pink beast.
The pig is a pink beast. Okay. End of story. Everything else is an exception. I'm not into exceptions. I'm not into exceptions at home, at work, nor am I into exceptions on Pop and Mag Pinecast.
All right.
No exceptions.
Well, my opinion's changed.
Soup.
My opinion's changed, and I think a lot of the people that I disagreed with now are disagreeing with me now, which I find very funny. Not you.
Well, their opinions changed too, then.
Well, I think
because your opinion
because my opinion changed, right?
Yes.
So there's a lot of hypocrites out there, me being one of them. I'll just issue an apology right now, so I'm sorry about that.
So how about all those pines out there that are wondering about When Grove? What do you? We had a little bit of stuff go on this week. How about that?
Well, one, there's way too much crap went on this week.
Yeah, a ton.
And previously, earlier, we were talking about defining a year and weeks and stuff like that. I got into it with someone defining what a year is, because I don't know if you knew this, but SPS has been out for over a year now.
No. Okay.
No. Oh, well, why hasn't it?
Because at this point last year there was no SPS.
Right, drop. I agree. There was some trolls hitting the boards hard. I'm not going to pay them any mind. But what?
Let's get their address and we'll send them a calendar. Okay, and we'll.
But yes. Anyways, just take it, Popper. Just take it.
Yeah. So we got an announcement that the pineapples are collaborating with the Nemesis metaverse, which seems really cool. It's not one of those like boxy sandbox type of things. Like, these look legit. It's pretty smooth. I went over there, got into the Discord, spent a little time in there, checked it out. Seems pretty cool. I mean, I don't know exactly what they got planned, how far they are along. We're still waiting to hear more of an official update on what the Grove is, like where we are as far as the Grove is concerned within the Nemesis. But as far as I'm concerned, I think it's a pretty cool step. From what I hear, everyone's pretty excited about it. So yeah, what do you think?
I'm excited too, and I that was the first thing I noticed. Where I don't have to look at these box things. I can actually look at something that
it works. To be. It works for some, because I have seen HGH and the Pugs drop in the boxy type stuff for Sandbox. And they look pretty cool like that. But they're already pixel art. They started as pixel, yes.
Right. That was going to be my point, was they're already like that. So that makes sense.
So yeah, the Nemesis seems a lot more on the same kind of field as the pineapples as far as art is concerned. And the update to the SPS page, it looks awesome. So I'm super excited about where this is going.
Yeah, 100%. It just blew me away, and I think it blew a lot of people away. I saw Baller getting really interested about it. Baller, friend of the Pinecast, he likes to speak his mind on all topics.
Speaking of 180s, huh? I mean, wow.
Yeah.
All it took was a little bit of sauce, and man, he 180 straight turned right and started being a cheerleader again. But I mean, I think that's what it's going to be. It's just all of a sudden there's going to be stuff. The Grove is going to be here, or something's going to drop, and it's you got to get used to the fact that it's not going to get teased out a bunch in advance. It's just going to all of a sudden happen. But there is stuff happening behind the scenes.
I think that silenced a lot of critics, and some other trolls that are going to be trolls. They're still going to say whatever, and I'm not going to pay them any mind. We're
No, not until we're in the Grove, and then we're going to set up. We're going to have a parade, and we're going to have our "I told you so" banners waving.
The Pines are going to take over. The Pines are taking over.
I've heard the Pines were going to take over the Nemesis. That's pretty cool.
Well, we've already taken over the Nemesis Discord. That's for sure.
Immediate. Yeah. It was just an influx. We've taken over the companions. Yeah.
You want to talk about the companions real quick?
Well, I mean, the companions, they're just, it's an NFT drop from the Nemesis on Ethereum. And I was poking around over there, and listen, mark it down in the history books, guys. I was the first pineapple yellow belt in the Nemesis Discord. No big deal. No big deal. We might write a book about it later, but it's not that big of a deal. But yeah, no, the Nemesis, they're like these little companions that the companions are these little guys that go with you when you're in the metaverse. So take them through training and stuff like that. Some of the other guys have been a little more into that. But yeah, no, I'm excited. We'll see what happens.
And you want to say what the floor is when you discovered these and what the floor wound up being?
Yeah, so I got in there and I, immediately went to it. I poked around first time really poking around on OpenSea, and the floor for the companions was 0.019 ETH. And I just looking through and I was like, oh man, these are kind of cool. If we're going to be a part of this, then, I might as well grab a couple. So I did a little shopping around the 0.02 ETH mark, and I actually noticed, I didn't realize this, we can't do this on Theta Drop, but on OpenSea, you can offer in bundles.
Bundles?
Yeah, so bundles. So somebody had bundled 4 companions for, I forget what the price was, but it came out to just like 0.024 or something like that per. So I grabbed all 4. Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. And now the floor is up to, it was like 0.43.
Oh, geez.
So they basically doubled as soon as everybody else came over. I know Chief got involved, Alf, Baller. I don't know how to say this name properly, but Tutiel, our Hawaiian buddy.
Aloha.
Yep, aloha. Yeah, so no, we'll see. I mean, I just grabbed a couple because they were, relatively cheap. They were like $20. So
cool. Yeah. It's no big deal. I mean, this week just absolutely didn't stop, and we're glazing over a lot of it.
I mean, Friday was a big day. We had Inferno Fuse drop for Symbio Creatives.
Well, and that happened later in the day from the other thing we talked
right.
about.
Yeah. So I mean, the Inferno though. I mean, just another beautiful piece of artwork. It's unbelievable. Not just art, obviously. The Inferno ammunition that's going to be available in the upcoming game. I mean, all of these VROAs that are coming out have these incredible powers, characteristics, whatever you want to call them. So just another home run from Ivory. Absolutely.
They keep getting just more eye-catchy-y, I guess.
Yeah, no, well, you don't get let down. I don't know that they're getting better, but there's no letdown.
No. And now they're actually, I think the past 2 of these VROAs, they've actually showed up on the day, right?
Yes, they have.
It was like a day or 2 after, or 2 or 3 days after before on the first 1 or 2 of them, maybe.
Yep.
But
yeah, they showed up same day. So they're earned on the 15th and the 30th or the 31st, and they showed up right on the same day. Yeah.
Yeah, amazing.
Theta Drop got that right. Got to give that to them because that was, up to them to make sure that happened. So thank you, Theta Drop, for the Inferno Fuses on Friday. But we need to talk about the Psycho KO Imagine Replay drop.
Dude, yeah. And 2, it's funny, Rob was on a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
And there's stuff we had to take out of our episode. It wasn't anything about this drop.
Right. Yeah. No, but he did tease that this was coming. Something like this.
Right.
So, and actually, I'm going to take full credit for this. I totally called this that it was going to be NFTs for a gated stream on Imagine Replay. I didn't realize that they were also going to be like reward multipliers, but they are also reward multipliers and staking multipliers.
And redeemable packs?
Yes, if you get the producer pack, there's redeemables in there. Yeah.
Right. So there's a lot.
Yeah, it's quite a bit. And, before we get into it a little bit, I want to just say, so this has been set up a little bit differently, right? This is the first infinite available drop that we've had since, I think, DigiDave, or
I wouldn't.
Maybe. Oh no, I guess
just
like
explain
the fireworks and stuff like that.
I wouldn't compare it to that. I mean, and I wouldn't even compare it to the fireworks, because the thing about this one is, yes, there is I think it was a 3-day time limit. It started on Friday at 3.
2. Yeah, well, like 2 and change, because I think it ends at like 10 p.m. Pacific on Sunday.
Right. So the reason why this one is different is because these are going to be different multipliers for the Psycho and Imagine Replay. There's a bunch of different things they're doing. There's too much to talk about. It's all over Twitter. But they basically kind of have to do the math on the back end after the sale, because they got to decide how many of what because you're going to have amount of packs done. So then you're going to figure out, well, how are you going to break them down? Because like theoretically, if it was an infinite and maybe all the higher ends were at the ends that got burnt, then nobody would get them, and that would be weird. So they're waiting for the actual numbers to input whatever kind of math to come back with the multipliers. That's how I understand it, Sheriff. I don't know what your take is.
Well, I have a little bit of an inside scoop on this, because Rob actually reached out to me to help out with this. Basically, these packs don't have cards in them right now because they're not going to be minted until after he knows how many need to get minted, just like you said. So then at that point, he's going to know, all right, however many producer packs were done and however many Saturday mornings, he's going to be able to mess with the rarity percentages to ensure that there are enough of these rarity cards to fit into the packs that were bought for the producer packs. Because the producer packs are guaranteed a multiplier, which has the rarity. The Saturday morning packs are not, but there is a possibility that you get one.
Like I said, this is not like anything they've done before.
Yeah, so exactly. This is brand new.
Just because it is an infinite mint, you can't see I'm doing like those bunny ears with my fingers.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, right. It's not gonna be infinite. It's whatever people buy at this, and then then they have to figure out how they're gonna split it up to figure out what percentages and this and that. You can't do that if you don't know ahead of time. So
right.
So I think it's valid. I think it's a good idea.
Yeah. No, I didn't mind it at all. But what I didn't like about it was, if this thing is an infinite mint where you just have until Sunday night to mint these things, can you tell me what the point of the wait list was?
I mean, I can't tell you a lot of things. I don't tell you a lot of things all the time.
To me, there's one valid answer, right? It's to try to get pack number 1. Everybody gets on the wait list to try to get the low edition pack. Why? Like, I think the new rule should be, if you wait list and you don't pre-fund, you lose. You either wait list and pre-fund, or you don't wait list. Like it's just one or the other. You know what I mean? Because now you got this infinite sale and you got a wait list. So like the first 15 minutes is just us waiting for the people on the wait list that didn't pre-fund to pay for it. It's just silliness. Get rid of, if you're going to wait list, pre-fund it. And if you don't, you lose. That's my opinion.
All right, moving on. So yeah, I must have said stuff, but it doesn't matter. It wasn't any value added anyway.
Oh man, you got to be kidding me. Yeah. Well, so I mean, sticking with this Imagine Replay drop, I'm kind of surprised that there's not more people that are getting involved regardless of this infinite mint issue, right?
Right.
Because Imagine Replay is over here on Rewarded TV giving away free crypto.
Yep.
You and me both know that. We've been screaming this since August, maybe earlier.
We've been screaming it since we had him on.
Had Chris and Dan on, right?
Right.
And it's just like as soon as I was aware that we could set this thing up and start watching, like that's what I did, and that's what we've been doing. And now we're going to have the opportunity to use one of these cards to watch a selection of different movies and videos streaming and get rewards multiplied on it. So right now, just standard, you're able to earn 10 RPlay per hour streaming on there on rewarded.tv. Now with these, there's going to be a Psycho Selections, I think it's called, where it's basically, you remember Blockbuster, so you'd go in there and it's like the selections and whatever. So now on there, that's what his tweet reminded me of.
I actually commented on the tweet. I don't think you got it, but I said it's like Vincent's picks, but not like Gene's picks. Gene's picks are trash. And Seinfeld Elaine was addicted to Vincent's picks, and she thought Vincent was so deep, and it turns out Vincent was just a kid.
Yeah. So yeah, it's just like that. So it looked like there was like 10 or 12 different titles. So now with my rewards multipliers that I'm going to earn and open, once I get them in there, there's the Theta Pass right from Imagine Replay to my Theta Drop account, links it up once those NFTs are opened and available, and I watch the selection. Now instead of earning 10 per hour, I could be earning up to 70 per hour, because some of these things are, there's 2x multipliers, 3x, 4x, and 5x. And some of these NFTs can have more than one on there, and these things add up. So if you open up 4 packs, you got a 3x, a 2x, a 4x, and another 2x. I mean, you're looking at 11x, so you're earning 110 an hour.
But just for clarification, Forex has nothing to do with foreign currency?
Not in this case, no.
Okay, all right. Good.
No. Yeah, it's a different spelling.
Oh, okay.
Sorry.
My
you
bad.
Couldn't see my spelling. Yeah.
I can't spell, you know that.
I do know that. That is very true. But yeah, no, I mean, there is one person that I know that understands about our play and understands about the multipliers. Big friend of the show.
Right. Friend of the podcast. Absolutely.
Absolutely. Our boy, Swampy. Just crushing it. I mean, unbelievable. And, I think, honestly, he's making an incredible move here. I really do, because I'm a huge RPlay bull. I think it's really going places in the future. I think this 10 per hour that we're earning right now is going to be going down significantly at some point. And if he's gonna be able to rack up a bunch of multipliers and earn a couple thousand RPlay per day, just watching a little bit, dude's gonna be able to rack this stuff up. And a big investment going to a great cause in the first place, and being able to, it's basically like buying RPlay tokens, you know what I mean?
Right. Yeah. And fortune favors the bold, they say, right? Doesn't Matt Damon say that?
Well, this is definitely a bold move, and hey, I like it, and I think it's a smart one.
You miss half the RPlay tokens you don't take, or you miss all the RPlay tokens you don't take.
All of them, yeah. There's a lot of people out there that are just, they don't want to bend over and pick up a couple $100. I don't get it.
Yeah, it's an interesting proof of concept, and did you mention the Napoleon Dynamite cast that they're getting to
tell us
to do the voices of Psycho KO?
I think you just mentioned it.
Okay. Well, just in case, I mean, if the week hasn't gotten any crazier, it was all over news publications too, flooded with that.
Major Hollywood publications.
Right. Major Hollywood publications. And who else covered it too? Not Young Hollywood was all over this. So shout out to Not Young Hollywood.
Whoever you are.
Oh, but yeah.
Yeah. I mean, other than that, it's been a pretty quiet week. Well, hey, listen, it was quite a week. Could go on and put these people right to sleep.
Right.
But let's quit while we're ahead here and get on to our guest. We did have a great time with our guest this week. You know, you've heard of Thing 1 and Thing 2, right?
Yep.
Well, we didn't get Will 2, but we did get Will 1. And we had our interview with him coming up
after these messages.
This week's episode is brought to you by Rewarded.tv. What other place can you go to earn crypto as you watch and stream TV?
Wait, you can earn crypto?
You can earn crypto. It's called the RPlay token, my man.
RPlay. Didn't we have guests on previously that talked about this?
We did. Chris and Dan, our boys from Imagine Replay.
Oh, cool. So they're finally out.
They're finally out. The official token drop happened, and you make an account on Rewarded.tv, link it to your email address, start watching and earning. It's as easy as that.
Oh, that sounds great. Can I get off this call with you now and start earning?
You can do that right now at Rewarded.tv. This week's episode is brought to you by ThetaCon 2022. What's better than spending a winter weekend in Florida? How about spending a winter weekend in Florida with a bunch of awesome people from the Theta community? December 2nd to the 4th at La Meridian in Fort Lauderdale. Tickets on sale now. The link for tickets and a lot more information can be found at thetacon.org. And honestly, $999 for the all-inclusive ticket is quite a deal. Comes with 2-night stay, a conference ticket, and $250 for on-premise food and drinks. I hope to see you there, and as Mags always says, that's from the both of us.
Papa Max, yeah. Papa Max. Papa Max Podcast. Papa Max Podcast.
All right, guys, we got a pleasure today. We got the Piña boss with us, the one and only Will Lehr, aka Will 1. Will, how you doing, buddy?
I'm doing great, man. How are you?
We are great. I'm doing great, but I don't think I'm doing as well as Mags is doing right now, to be honest. I don't know if you saw the latest.
Dude, this is, I'm celebrating. Seriously. That's why you didn't sleep last night. That makes sense.
Yeah, I think so.
100%. I was telling somebody early this morning, because I got no sleep. They couldn't get any sleep because of what I was going through. I said, I got no sleep. I said I took some gummies. I was watching Magnum PI, the original Magnum PI, and I could not get to sleep. It was awful.
Oh, yeah. Sounds terrible.
It was bad. And then, I don't know, like 15 minutes ago, I looked at my account because I was checking all day. They dropped the second can in my account. So I'm like, fuck, I want to open it, but I don't have time. I got to edit the previous week's episode and try to get that out. We're taping right now. And then, so after we're done, I'm going to have to actually edit the last one. So it's like, I don't know if I can afford to just open it and then just post that I opened it. You know what I mean? Because I need to get stare at the rest of the night tonight.
Yeah.
Right.
The dilemma, man. The dilemma.
Yeah. It's well, that's probably the one time that I'm not itching to, even though I really want to open it, I can't do it. It doesn't make any sense right now.
Well, dude, I was talking to General Dole earlier today, and I was like, holy shit, Mags finally pulled a custom, And he sorry, can I say 4-letter words on this broadcast? Okay.
Yes,
sorry, kids, earmuffs. And I was like, how many containers? How many containers was it? How many containers?
I think it was 73 that I opened this one. I got my pine goo at 50, and this one was 73.
That's incredible, man. There's that one wallet that has like 99 containers.
88.
In it.
Yep. No.
Okay. Nobody knows the guy. We tried to rally all of the big holders early on, and we got everybody together. And man, I'm telling you, it's an interesting who's who. This project has attracted a lot of really high caliber people. And when we started kind of putting that list together, just like, hey, let's just for communication purposes, let's all stay in touch. Let's, make sure that somebody doesn't freak out and bail and dump everything and dump the market because they, weren't aware of this or that development or this or that, which happens. So anyway, yeah, it was it's an impressive list of people, but man, to go through 70 something containers, holy cow.
I don't recommend it.
Yeah, dude. I can't believe you. I mean, so are you done now or no? You're going to keep going?
Well, I mean, I got this other one, obviously, for this bonus promotion that they ran for a pig, this pig Viking. Did you see that?
Yeah, so I didn't even know there was a promotion going on.
Yeah, so of course I ruin everything. This is why we can't have any good stuff in SPS. They launched this promotion to basically tell you why I really like this promotion. I've seen some of the other projects on Theta Drop. They do airdrops based on like unopened packs, and I think that's cowardly because I think open them. And what this one was, hey, the first one to open one is gonna win a custom of this pig. And then the other thing too is out of the 73 cans I've opened, the Pink Beast is like the third or fourth most common face. I've never opened one.
Wow.
So I go from never pulling a custom to getting a 2-for-1 and then getting a pig that I never had. So it's just super crazy how I wind up with the pig Viking. So
Awesome,
doesn't make sense. Yeah.
It's kind of funny too, Mags, because just before we jumped on, he sends me a little text with a picture of a canister in his wallet. And I'm like, dude, you still are out there buying these cans? What are you doing? It didn't click with me that it was the winner. I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah, Sushi tried to get me to buy another one, saying, hey, your luck's turn around, go do it again. And then I would just feel like such a dunce if I did it. But I do think they're clumped out there. I do think we're going to see a lot more now because the last true custom hasn't been pulled since February 17th. The actual child, I think it was.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
So
wow.
It's been a long time, and there's been a lot of cans cracked. I know because I've probably had half of them.
73 of them.
Holy cow. Incredible, man. What a feat. I think I burned through, 20 something containers, and I feel like, holy cow, I was lucky I got a custom.
Well, you opened one?
I did. Yeah, I pulled that Yand apple, which I since sold and then bought some other stuff with. But yeah,
right.
That was, oh God, the feeling of opening that thing. I think I did it with my kids too. Yeah, I did.
Cool.
Oh, it was such a
I remember seeing that on Twitter. Yeah.
Yeah. So fun.
And your kids are into it too, right? They knew exactly what it was that you pulled.
Yeah, my son did. Yeah, pretty hilarious, man. He's like, oh my gosh, it's a custom.
That's awesome. That is awesome. Yeah, I was lucky enough to pull Popper on the original drop, and I remember quite well what Mags was going through last night, not being able to sleep because it was like 2 hours where I could have just done anything and not have gotten tired. It was quite the rush for sure.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
So go ahead, Mags.
Yeah, go ahead. No, I was just gonna say, Will. You're just real quick though. Your collection, man, of pines is probably my favorite out there.
Thanks,
Metal
man.
Cooler's got a good one. Baller's got a good one. But
Aragorn.
Yeah. But in how you have them set them up, you have the Theta Guardians and the Stakers. Yeah. It's like you have all those really rare ones. And
I know. I kind of
abundance.
I was building the collection around the collage that shows up on your iPhone when you put them all together. So I was like, ooh, I gotta balance them and put one over there and put one over here. And and that's where those stakers and holders came in to kind of offset the balance there. But yeah, man, it was a passion building that collection. And not that I'm done yet, but I mean, I'm on pause for now anyway.
Sure.
I mean, it's beautiful. It's beautiful stuff. I mean, there's some of them I'm so attached to. The my skull in the suit flipping the birds is like one of my favorite pines. So yeah, it's great stuff, man. I love it.
Dude, you're zombie, man. That's my
I knew it.
Zombie.
I knew it.
Yeah, the zombie, the banana pin zombie.
Yeah, that's a nice one.
Yep.
The zombies are incredibly rare.
There's only 4.
A handful of them. Yeah.
4.
Yeah.
It's insane.
And they're really different, I mean, it's a unique pine, right? With the hands coming out of the eyes and stuff.
In the brain.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty sweet.
So, Will, I asked Mags this before. Would you rather have that zombie, or would you rather have the custom zombie?
That's a tough one.
Yeah,
What
it's
is
not
that?
an automatic, right? There's
No.
what's that custom zombie, Mags? Do you remember? I think it's
I
got
don't.
the swords
It's
in
got
the.
like a sword in the back.
He's like
Oh,
wearing like a backpack with swords. I
Uh-huh.
can't remember
Yeah.
exactly what it looks like at this point, but normally it's like, oh, this are a custom, but this, the zombies are like the one where it's like, oh, maybe the regular ones are better. I don't know.
Yeah.
Because it almost feels rarer than a custom.
It almost does, right? Yeah,
Yeah.
because it's just its own kind of deal. I mean, it's kind of like the baby pine goose, but there's 40 of them or whatever,
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. So you think of it like that, which is, blows me away. I was just talking about that the other day, how there's less of them than the rares, and there's less of them than the true rares of the ones that aren't in the 200. So it's like they come up rare, and then all of a sudden you have these zombies out of nowhere, and there's 4 of them. I think we'd be lucky to see one more come out. Probably not, though. I doubt it, but could be one more.
So do you have of your customs, do you have a favorite one?
I got on the beasts early on. I love the beasts. Man, it's tough. The Blue Samurai is really
that
really
one's
sexy.
nice. Yeah, definitely.
Clean. The Le Pineapple, which I actually own in a different wallet. It's in my LLC wallet. But
oh, right.
a handful of pines in there. I don't forget about him because he's on my little collage on my phone. But he's
tucked away. Yeah.
He's tucked. Yeah, he's a special one for sure, man. The zombie, although not being a custom, I mean, he's up there. He's a fave.
You have one with the USA blindfold guardian with a theta cap. I don't think I've ever seen that one before, and that one's fire, man. That one's real nice. It's got the oligarch olive background too, Mags.
Yeah, the USA blindfold. I know, right? I know that was a score. Dude, the octopus chef.
Oh yeah, definitely.
I mean, those are really cool. I mean, that's just
So let's take it back a little bit, Will. I know that you're a big Swear guy, right? Is that how you were introduced into theta, or was it the other way around?
Yeah, I was. It had to have been. Yeah, I mean, Vic's got so many of us in early on. He was, he went down some rabbit hole like he likes to do, and realized, holy crap, this thing. He found where they were going to ICO and they didn't, and realized, that was probably because of regulatory uncertainty with the SEC, and just all these little things that they did that appeared to be really smart moves. And then, of course, the tech itself. But yeah, Bix got me in. I don't know, was that 2019? There was literally a time he was screaming theta so loud that my business partner thought he was pushing a pump and dump or something, because we had people calling us.
Sure.
Can you get theta? Can you get theta? Can you get theta? And it was kind of annoying because as a U.S. firm, we couldn't get theta,
Right. Yeah, exactly.
So, but no, but we can sell you Bitcoin, and then you have to swap it for theta, and I can show you how to do that. But man, those were the early days. That was 10-cent theta roughly. Wish I would have
listened a little bit more.
Listened a little bit more. Yeah, at the low, COVID low of like what, 3 cents or something.
Oof.
Yeah, he was like, go all in. You didn't go all in? What do you mean? Yeah.
You sounded like him there, actually.
Jeez, man. Yeah. Anyway, it's been a hell of a ride. Fun to think about where we're headed next. I mean, this reminds me of 2019, 2018, 2019 the bear market,
Oh yeah.
Crypto sucks. It's worthless.
It's dead. Yep.
Yeah.
It's illegal in China.
And India 7 times over. Yeah, but it really does, and eventually, I don't know if it's in 3 months or how long, a year, 2, 3, who knows?
Right. Yeah.
But yeah, we'll be back in full swing again. It'll be roaring 20s all over again. Seems to be this every few year swing that I like to go through, or cryptos like to carry us through anyway. It's like roaring 20s. We're champagne and caviar. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. It's almost like a roller coaster, you know. It's like it goes up, it feels like a slow and kind of steady pace up, and then just bang, you know, long way
Rugged.
down. Yeah.
Yeah. Getting rugged.
So were your first NFTs that you got into on Theta Drop?
Pines, yeah.
They were
Pine
first.
was my first NFT. I had, of course, heard about NFTs. Thought, oh, is this another Crypto Kitties or Beanie Babies or
Sure.
whatever, BitConnect.
Oh yeah.
But I realized soon after, okay, there's a lot of different applications here. It's not just art. There's a lot of stuff that this is going to do. And then I guess I'd signed up. I was getting the Theta emails, and I got a Theta Drop email or something, and it was about the Pines, and I was like, ooh, that looks cool,
Yeah.
And it was it was after the first launch or whatever, and so I was able to sign up for that.
The main drop.
The main drop. Yep. And scored a container and still have my first Pine. Probably will keep him forever just because he's the first,
Yeah.
And that sent me down the rabbit hole. And then I just got the pine addiction.
Yeah.
And watched it happen to a lot of other people too. And I'm like, okay.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
And I'm in no hurry. It's I've been in cryptos long enough to know, oh, I didn't make the best entry point with this one. No worries, I'll wait it out,
Yep.
But it's interesting. When I was buying Pines heavily based on where the Theta and T-Fuel prices were and the relative dollar prices, even though the Pines have dropped less than Theta and T-Fuel. I mean, they're not as liquid. They're not moving at per se, at least, the ones I have listed. But I mean, the dollar price relative to Theta was such that, they haven't come down as much. I mean,
right.
T-Fuel's come down, from 30 cents down to 5.
Yeah.
And the Pines, containers were the way to go. That's the stable coin, if you will. I mean, they're down half. They're down half or whatever from the peak. That's not terrible in crypto world. So
yeah, you're absolutely right. I mean, if you're looking in terms of US dollars, then your dollar was better spent buying a Pine than it was buying T-Fuel or Theta at the time, for sure.
100%. Yep.
And a lot of people, you hear a lot of, obviously, the boo birds, as we call them, on Twitter, making these big complaints. But it's like, if you look like where we bought canisters on drop day in terms of T-Fuel, they're up ridiculous. You know what I mean? I was looking at it a while back and I was like, man, that's all the T-Fuel I was spending on the drop. That's crazy.
Right. Well, it just
like 600 T-Fuel, I think, or something like it was right around there. It was insane.
Yeah. Well, and that just goes to show you, man, how tight the marketplace is. There's not a huge supply of us buyers and collectors at this point. It'll grow as Theta Drop grows, as Theta grows, as everything grows. But to see how, to see that metric, to see supply side get gobbled up by not a whole lot of Thetans chasing it, you imagine if real adoption or real capital comes in and or Theta, goes up again to new highs.
Yeah.
I mean, that's kind of what I told my wife. I was like, it's kind of like another Theta play, you're
absolutely
you're investing in it's sort of a different side of Theta with this, it's
it
cool.
Is, yeah, but it makes me feel safe betting on these because it is Theta. And I just, maybe I'm being silly, but I do feel like some of this cutting edge Theta tech is going to be used in these NFTs. And that's just going to, it's going to be the next wave of utility for NFTs, what Theta is bringing to the table here.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's such a tight market, I mean, there's not that many Pines, there's 1 billion Theta tokens. I mean, there's not that many Pines, bro. So
right. And the holders have gone down significantly because these last 10 months have really started weeding people out, for sure.
That's right. Yeah.
There's a lot of people that had these on drop day. Yeah, big time. And You know, I'm in a group of guys that these guys are just still collecting them, and they're still just heaving them on into their piles. And it's just, you know, I'm to the point right now where it's just T fuel is just too cheap. You know what I mean? I don't feel great putting a big pile of T fuel down on a pine right now. T fuel was 30 cents. I felt differently. But right now I'm just, you know, I have a good chunk of pines. I have a good chunk of NFTs. I've been kind of in just like, all right, let's hold off mode, and let's build a little kitty of T fuel here to make sure I have that play as well at these low levels.
Yeah, 100%, man. I mean, 5-cent T fuel is like stealing. And the yield, I mean, you build a portfolio, you build a bag of T fuel, and the staking yield is incredible. I mean, it's
8%,
9 something.
Yeah,
it's
right. Yeah,
it's amazing. Like, you know, so you have your theta stake and then your T fuel stake, and the you know, line generator bought the same yield, and the theta, it's just incredible. So yeah, I mean, that's a component to consider too. And I think you know, everybody's kind of looking, all your pine holders are looking at that too. But it is interesting how, despite the low T fuel price, you know, pines aren't in the gutter. You know, I mean, relatively speaking, relatively speaking, and there's just a tighter supply side. There's fewer hands. There's a lot of the holders have been weeded out. The weak hands have been weeded out, and now you have larger holders. You have committed holders. You have hardcore believers. You have guys that, you know, just get it. We get the tech, and this is tied to the tech. And it's a way more limited supply side uniqueness of the tech. I mean, you look at fine art. I mean, I've been in finance for 20 years plus, and the uber wealthy, fine art is like a sliver of their portfolio in all of their asset portfolio allocation planning. Fine art's on there. So, and these are like billionaires, right? So this is our fine art. You know, and it's freaking, you don't have to worry about it getting ruined or sun stained or this or that or fires, or, I mean, you properly store your NFTs and you're golden, right? You know, so it's pretty awesome. Portability, everything else, you know.
Yeah. So what are your thoughts on what the Grove is going to be like? What are you anticipating using these pineapples for in the future?
I could see like a gaming type of component. I mean, I think that's big in the NFT world, where
absolutely
you see some type of gaming, or, you know, avatar type stuff going on, where that the game or the interactive metaverse or whatever it is brings in new users too, and then they want to, you know, rent this pineapple or use that pineapple for the game, and you can like rent them out or yield on them. I think there will be all kinds of interesting applications. There's a few interesting part. I mean, the sort of secrecy behind the whole project is an interesting one too, right? And I know, like, having had behind the scenes conversations, I know that there have been very large things in the works with very large people and conversations and stuff. And if you've ever been involved in very large strategies and business dealings and stuff, they often take time, they often get delayed, they often you know, start with a conversation and then end up taking time to come to fruition. But, you know, that being said, I wouldn't be surprised to see some pretty major stuff in the future, right? Feels like we're in this sort of holding pattern right here with the bear market. You know, and that as we get through this, you get more adoption, you get more users, you get more crypto conversation on the mainstream channels, whatever. You know, you get a lot more attention. I think just development probably too. I think a lot of the development stuff also gets postponed or delayed based on these market conditions too. You know, partnerships with celebrities aren't as attractive right now as they are when things are hot and heavy, you know. So
yeah, sure. You know, and it's funny you say that, because a lot of people are like, oh, you know, we need celebrity endorsement and this and that. And to me, it's like, you know, celebrities aren't going to endorse an unknown. They're going to wait until it's like the hip item to have, and then they're going to make a statement buying it like that, so they're not looking to like buy low on a pineapple. They're looking to buy a pineapple once it's already become a thing.
Yep.
But
Well, and also too, Chef, like the apes, for example, they don't have customs like the pineapples have customs, or some of these other wild things that the pineapples have, I think.
yeah.
So instead of, getting one that, hey, I think, like this ape looks like something I'd want,
Right.
they might have one made for them too. You know what I mean? Like that represents them exactly, that they could do.
Yeah. Which I
Like
found
Wilson
that
Chandler?
to be really cool. Yeah. Yeah. And like the Bix Snapple. And I was like, dude, we got to get a Bix. Bix needs a Bix is a big Theta voice, and let's get him on the Pine bus with us, So yeah, I mean, that's a huge, being able to like custom design a custom or for a celebrity or whatever is awesome. Great idea.
Yeah. I did notice that Bix didn't stop with the Bix Snapple. He grabbed at least one or two more, I noticed, but I'm not sure if he's kind of calmed down since.
I didn't even know that. Yeah, okay. He might have grabbed a couple for his kids.
I think he got like the USA Stars glasses. He got a pineapple with those. I can't remember. It was a while back. I can't remember.
To Sheriff, I remember when Bix came in, when it was revealed, his pine was revealed, and Will, you were like running that show. There was people who came into SPS because Bix was into it.
Yes, I do remember that.
They were buying cans and opening cans and getting involved. And it was just so long ago, I don't remember off the top of my head who like this one individual was. I know there was a couple. So yeah, like people like, hey, I trust Bix, and Bix has a pineapple, and I want to get into pineapples. So definitely brought some people in.
Had a couple clients that did too. We're like, oh, what do I do? I'm like, oh, you got to tag me on Twitter, and then I'll mention you, and then you'll have an army of pineapple friends.
I remember a couple of those. There's been a few instances like that. It's always cool to hear, and you hear, people come in, and it's like, for the most part, the pineapple community is like, it's really fun. Like we've had a lot of fun within the community. Doing this for me and Mags has been a lot of fun, getting to know all sorts of different faces, putting voices to their pictures.
Yep.
But yeah, people need help. For the most part, people are helpful. It's getting a little more toxic than it was before at this point. I think there's a lot of people that are tired of the bear market already and just looking for some action here. But for the most part, we're all in this together.
It could just be that it's a little bit louder right now,
Yeah.
Some voices might just be louder, but yeah, man, it's part of it's par for the course, with the bear market, and NFTs are now a part of the ecosystem. So I mean, this is NFT's first bear market. So yeah, there's going to be dissension and all those things, people losing faith and everything else. Probably close to the bottom, as it gets the thicker that all gets. Probably a good indicator that we're not far off. Not too much of it, not too much pain left anyway.
You've been around the space long enough, Will. And Sheriff, we've been there for a long time too. Something can happen, and it just jumps like crazy. And and if you're out of the position, then you're gonna be really mad at yourself. And that's why, like Sheriff, I think he sold one pine. Yeah, the pines are holding their value somewhat safe, but in comparison to going down, and that it's kind of cool thing too, because they're all unique. Me and Sheriff went to Litecoin years ago. When Litecoin went down, it's just a punch in the chest. But like my pineapple's not going down because I'm not comfortable selling it at this price.
Right? It's unique. Yeah. Well, and most of us too, when we sell a pine, I mean, unless it's somebody bailing on the project, but most of us generally, when we sell a pine, we turn around and, the pines I have listed right now, none of them are at a loss. I mean, they're all at like double my T-Fuel, I bought them all with T-Fuel.
Yep.
So even though the dollar prices might be low on them, I still would, in most cases, double my T fuel. And if one of them sells, if a big one sells, man, I'm turning around and buying a handful of floor pines, and then I'm going to stake that T fuel at 5
Sure.
cents, you know, because I think, so that it's all part of the ecosystem. It's as we get more interest and involvement and adoption into Theta, the pines are the OG launch. It's the blue chip Theta project, and it's really incredible art, and it just sucks you in. I mean, if you're prone to it, it sucks you in. So
Safe to
Max,
say
you notice
it's
how we keep saying ecosystem, Theta ecosystem?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Think
Well,
he's
we're not
jabbing
part
on
of
us.
it, but we've heard of it. We've heard great things.
Did you hear the little controversy we started on that, Will?
No, I didn't. No.
So a couple episodes back, Mags just drops it on me. He's like, "Oh, Popper, do you consider us part of the Theta ecosystem?" And I was like, "Yeah, sure, we are. Everybody in the Pine community, everybody Theta Drop community is." And It was just a total setup because now the new Theta website has ecosystems page.
Oh, yes. Yes. Okay. Yes.
And there's some kind of podcast on there that hasn't been doing anything since January 2021. And they're listed on there. And of course we are not, which is fine with us, but it's like, why are they on there?
Right.
So I'm surprised. I thought Mags was going to call you out on it when you kept saying ecosystem, but I had to.
No, hey, Sheriff Duran, we've kind of closed on that episode recorded, and then he had to write a strongly worded tweet. And
I saw the tweet.
I got a response.
I remember that.
Right.
Yes.
Usually when he's typing away, I've never seen him so frustrated. So that was a win for me to see him all balled up for once.
Yeah, you did that on purpose.
Yeah, I had a little help from a little birdie, but
you knew what you were doing.
I knew what I was doing. I don't think this birdie could have set it up the way I did with you, but no. Yeah, and then so that got a huge reaction, and he was not done that night. I'm there listening to him feverishly. Oh, I'm going to say this. It was like a typewriter or something. I think he had. But yeah, so yeah, we're all part of the ecosystem. So it doesn't bother me though, like it does Sheriff.
No, it doesn't. At this point, it's just a joke. You're just like Sheriff, this podcast was when we started.
Right. You're eco-friendly, okay?
So is Theta.
There you go.
So how about we change it up a little bit? And if you were able to, just kind of create a custom, like what kind of character do you think would make the best custom for you?
Oof, I have to go with the Big Lebowski, the dude, man.
Okay.
There's no dude pine that I'm aware of, and unless he's hidden, unless he's tucked deep in the dark crevices of a canister somewhere.
That could be.
Will, you want to talk about your guru? You're speaking of the dude?
Yeah.
Love to hear that.
I got one of those, PCGs, personalized custom guru. Yeah, Lebowski. I'm a big Lebowski fan, and the guru dude was born.
Very cool.
Yeah, pretty stoked, man. Pretty stoked. He's earned the spot of my PFP for now on Twitter, and
I have noticed that.
Yeah, he's I think the dude is kind of like he's a modern day prophet, really. We could all, I think, learn a lot from the dude, and the dude abides, man. The dude abides. Yeah, and then Lebowski, just the cult following that it is, I think, is also like desirable, right? I mean, you've got the Luke Skywalker or whatever.
Yep.
You got to have the Big Lebowski, man.
Will, am I misremembering? And if I am, apologies. Was it you? Was it you and Alf, or you and Blaze, or Will too? Wasn't sure who was next in line, and you're talking about what they want to do, and then it just whoever's next in line gets the idea. And
yeah,
I think it was Alf. Was it Alf?
It might have been Will too, I think.
Probably was Will.
Where he was like, "Oh, I'm going to steal that one," and I was like,
yes,
son of a bitch, you know. And he was kidding, you know.
Yeah, that's totally what he would do too.
He was
just,
like, "Oh,
just say that, not actually do it."
I had whatever number it was, 281 or whatever, and I was like, I wasn't next in line, but there were like one or two in front of me. And of course, he's like, "Oh, I'm that number, so I'm gonna," you know. I was like, I was pissed. Oh, I was pissed for about 10 minutes until I realized, oh, I think he's just dicking with me. Yeah.
Well, and I got to tell you something else too. So I got in on the drop, and I got, I think, 10 to get the PCG, right?
Yep.
Was it? And I remember you posted on Twitter. You're like, how do I access my gurus? And I was like, oh crap. I had to find your post because I don't want to look like an idiot. So I'm like, oh, I know Will asked the question, and I don't want to ask the question.
Who's that idiot that asked the question so I can go find the answer?
Right, because it's a different thing, even though it's on Open Theta. You have to go in there something different.
Dude, there's so many freaking platforms between the damn. Why did they have to do? I mean, I remember, dude. I'm young enough to remember like when we didn't even have an internet, you know. I mean, so now we have Twitter, and it started with Facebook. Okay, great. Now there's Discord and Telegram and shit. There's 12 of them on my phone and my little app thing. You know, I have my social media app folder, and it's packed full, and I don't even know. So yeah, a lot of it. And Discord, I sound like my mom or something. I feel like a baby boomer right now, I can't figure out my email, you know. But like, it's true, man. The struggle is real. I get into Discord and I'm like, where the hell am I? What is going on? There's all this shit everywhere. I don't know. That thing was made for millennial minds, I guess. But yeah, so I think it was Sheriff actually. Sheriff's like, hey, yo, dude, there's this drawing for the PCGs, and
somebody told you about the PCG. It wasn't me. I'm not sure
who
it was. No.
Okay, it was another good Samaritan. It was like, dude, you got to like check your number, bro, and because these things are getting called, and I'm like, frick, how do I check my number? You know, I'm like, here's my numbers. I've got 3 or 4. Would you just tell me? It's like, dude, really? Anyway, Sheriff, you covered me on the Ivory deal. That was cool.
That one was me. Yeah, but I totally understand what you're saying about Discords. It's like, every project has a Discord, and it's impossible to keep up with all this stuff. So
can't I just plug in my email address and you guys can
just tell me what to do? Yeah.
Well, can I poke the bear real quick though?
Please, yeah.
Well, no, it's just funny, and I agree. There's a lot of apps and stuff like that, but you directed me and Sheriff to a whole brand new app, Telegram, for this, for that group that turned into a dumpster fire, if I could say so.
Jeez, I know.
Some of the best storm outs though I've ever seen.
Dude, I created that group and then it kind of left. I mean, it wasn't my intention really to like. The intention was to get all the
gather
names
the
on
forces.
Yeah, get everybody in one spreadsheet. Okay, now if I need to yell at you guys or you need to yell at him or me or whatever, we can all do it. Like, I don't know. It was just like a place to. Good. Here's your email address. Great. I can find you. You know. It was, and then there's this couple that we couldn't find, like the guy with all the canisters and but. Then there's the mystery sweeper. Oh, dude, how awesome was that? That was so fun when that happened.
Oh, that
Tell us about that night, Will. Tell us about that night.
Will, you were sweeping the floor that night too.
I would like to say that I inspired it. I don't know. I think I was on the phone. I was on the phone with General Dole, talking smack. I'd probably had a couple too many beers. I forget what the hell market conditions. We just had Tyler Durden capitulate. It was the Tyler Durden capitulation.
Yep.
So Durden, who was a big holder, and at the time we were having, back room conversations with Rare Robot, and about some pretty large planning ideas. And it was a bunch of guys trying to like, hey, this is awesome. Let's talk to this guy. Kind of like what I did with Bix. And hey, let's get in front of this guy. I know these people. Let's do this. And some big names, some big conversations were happening, right? Big ones, like huge. And then our boy Durden starts freaking dumping, capitulate. Oh, I'm done. This project sucks. And he starts. And we're like, whoa, dude, we were just on a conference call with freaking, like major celebrities. Stop. What are you doing? And so that's when I realized, okay, we've got to rally the troops here. But yeah, that sentiment was in the crapper. We had Durden bail and fire sell a bunch of stuff. We had, I think at the time, I just looked back. In fact, I listed some of my floor pines that I bought that night because I bought them so low. And I'm like, man, I can sell these and double my T-fuel in a couple, whatever. I'm like a whore for T-fuel right now because it's so cheap, like the sheriff. But yeah, dude, that night happened. I moved some other crypto around, and I'm like, I had some of the poop coin that shot up, and was like, sweet, free money. All right, let's go shopping. And I'm talking to General Dole, and I'm like, dude, I spent all this money on these really rares and customs and built this epic portfolio. And I'm like, dude, I got a feeling the biggest yield and the return is going to be in the floor pines. I'm buying a shitload of floor pines. And I was like, plus it'd be cool to have like the most pines, so
yeah.
That night I gathered that capital together, got together and started pulling the trigger. And then all of a sudden, mystery freaking
Pine sweeper. Yeah.
Yeah. Comes out of nowhere and just trumps me like all over the place. It was awesome. I think the dude in like, I don't know, what was it, 2 days? Bought 100 pines or something close to it.
Yeah. Well, I think it was like 60 in 2 days, and then they showed up another day a little bit after that, I think. But I think it was like 30 at a clip, it seemed like.
That sounds right. Yeah.
This
it
person
was like just somebody came in with an automatic rifle and just made it freaking rain.
The funny thing with that is before the challenges came out. And one of the bigger part of the challenges was 5 floor pines without any hat or any attributes or accessories.
Yes. And so all of a sudden the naked floor pines, as I call them, became valuable.
Yep. They were at $1,000. And
that's why I have some in my LLC wallet. I also have a wife wallet too. Full disclosure, I have 3 wallets. But they're all legal. There's legality here, okay?
KYC,
one is an LLC.
All of them.
Yeah, one is my wife's name. I mean, totally legit. She's, I had to do the wife's account because I'm such a crackhead that when I have a container, I'm like, I'm saving this one. I'm saving it, and I'm going to open it on somebody's birthday. Yeah, no. It gets opened the next day.
Yeah.
That night, whatever.
5 minutes later.
Dude, it's like a hot potato. I can't. It's like, go with it, So
yeah.
I'm like, babe, we're going to open a wallet in your name, and we're going to put some cash in there, some T-fuel in there, and we're going to buy some canisters. You're not going to tell me what your password is, and we're going to sit on the cans. So that was a good investment. Everything crashed, and my 2 canisters in my wife's wallet have only lost half their value. So living the dream, boys. Living the dream.
I think the pines, the floor is undervalued right now, but it's just we don't know where the market in the world's going right now. But the cans, though, I mean, when you have a floor at 300, let's say, or 299, 300, and cans were selling in the 800s the other day, like that's got to be like the biggest where it's like it's actually worth it for the gamble to buy a can and try to get something good, I think.
Isn't that incredible? The gamble premium is what we should call this. The gamble spread, the gamble premium. Like I can get a floor for $300, or I can gamble for $800. And so
there was
that extra.
There was times where it was like $450 for the floor and $1,600 for a can.
So Yeah, I remember when the cans were two grand thereabouts,
Yeah.
and shit, the floor could have been $600. You know,
Yep. And
which
just back
is
to that pine sweeper. That's
Yeah.
the funniest part of that story for me is that whoever it was completely trolled all of us
Oh my god!
with the picture in the PFP that they put on Theta Drop of a pine sweeper and changing their name.
Well,
So-
The upside down. It was an upside down
Right.
pineapple riding a freaking broom.
That's right.
Like, that's just, you're trolling the whole thing. You're trolling the swingers. You're trolling the. Speaking of swingers, we all have everything.
Please.
We all have everything pineapple nowadays, right? All of us nerds. I mean, General Dahl, God bless him, tried to get the Vans, which were dope. I would have gotten a pair of those too. But but I have, the welcome mat on my front porch, rather. The front entryway to the house is welcome mat with pineapples on it. Why the hell not? I got pineapple shirts, I got pineapple socks, I got pineapple undies. I'm just thinking, man, these swingers, I haven't really been accosted yet. I don't know. Fuck, maybe my wife's ugly. Shit, I don't know. Kidding. Love you, babe. But the swingers, I know I'm sure we've got some stories out there and maybe that, we need to bring these stories to the Pop and Mags podcast of any pines out there that have been accosted by swingers because you had a pineapple something and they thought, oh yeah, baby, we got fresh meat in the neighborhood tonight. I don't know. I don't know. I'm just an old fashioned Southern boy.
I know.
A swinger, but
Dole had something on the ship, right? On the cruise ship?
Dole always had something coming after him. I don't know if what twinkle in his eye is going on. I'm not sure, man. And he's a good-looking guy. Don't get me wrong, But yeah, he's always got he's swingers. Yeah, I won't speak for him. Yeah, no. Dole was there with me the night of the mystery sweeper. I'm sweeping the floor, and what the hell's going on, dude? Who is this? What the? Whoa! There's 10 of them gone. There's 10 more gone. Like what?
Yep.
It was nuts. I'm literally on the phone with Dole, and it's just like somebody's dropping bombs on us. We're just trying to sweep the floor up in here. And getting nuked, man.
Yeah,
that was awesome. That was a blast. and then we get Earp on the scene. We're like, dude, who is this? What is going on? And Earp goes down. I love him. He goes down the freaking rabbit hole. Yeah. Like, all right, we got some intel, boys. We've got some intel here. It was great. We're all like, who the hell is this?
One of you guys knows the pine sweeper. I know that one of you guys knows the pine sweeper.
Well, so you guys. Yeah, no, he did, right? He thought it was me.
Yeah, he came in the telegram.
Come on. I know it's you, Will. I'm like, dude, I'm already sweeping the floor. What are you talking about? No, it's not me. I don't. And then he was like, dude, I know you know who it is. I'm like, I swear to God, I have no idea who this is. I'm perplexed. I'm baffled. I'm giddy right now. I couldn't sleep that night. Man.
He's like,
dude, I was so pissed. I'm like, who's trolling me? What the frick is going on? Nobody swept the floor in weeks, and I'm showing up with some, what at the time was, I think the floor, it's like $600, but at the time,
it was a little lower.
But it was like 3,000 T fuel, I think.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because I just relisted a couple of them for like 6,000, which is about where the floor is now. And I'm like, damn, I'll double. Okay, I'm doubling my T fuel. That's the T-shirt I've got on right now, by the way. Double my T fuel, bitches. It says bitches on the back. It says double my T fuel on the front. So, but yeah, it was. They were like 3,000 T fuel was the floor, and so which is low right now. It's like 6. Yeah. Oh, I was pissed, man. I thought somebody was trolling me. I'm like, Dole, what the hell's going? Who is this? What's happening? Yeah, it was fun. Before I forget, the upside down pine, all these pineapple mysteries in life. So my mother-in-law taught me about, okay, you take the pineapple and when you before you cut it, You put it in the windowsill on its side, and you roll it every day, a quarter turn or a half turn. So, for 3 or 4 days. So it kind of gets some time chilling on its side, every other side, whatever. And we did that once or twice. And oh my God, the juiciest, sweetest, like it would take a freaking Mexican pineapple and make it taste like a Costa Rican. I mean, just blow you away, right? I mean, if you've ever had a Costa Rican pineapple, I'm sorry, Hawaiian. If you've ever had a Hawaiian pineapple, like in Hawaii, not shipped here on a boat, but like in Hawaii, oh my God, man. Anyway, then I learned that the rolling and all that's a bit tedious, right? I was in Mexico, and I learned from a local gentleman who owned a restaurant about. I love tequilas. I love mezcal. I love raicilla. I love all the crazy liquors that our wild friends from the South will distill from God knows whatever they can. Well, this dude told me I learned about sotol, which is a plant. It's a desert plant, sotol, and they make liquor from it. It's amazing. Anyway, he was like, that they also make a desert liquor, just like tequila, from, get this, you ready for this? From the tops of pineapples. So not the juice, not the fruit, but the actual top of it, which is very cactus-like. They distill that stuff. I am on the search. I will find it someday, and I will buy all of it to be found, much like the pineapple NFTs. We will corner the entire market, and we will all drink pineapple distilled liquor until the cows come home. But in this exacerbation, I figured out what the whole upside down pineapple thing means. I mean, I think there's a cake named after it too, but you take the pineapple, and instead of rolling it on its side, you chop the top off, you flip it upside down, and then you cut it the next day or 48 hours later. So the whole premise here is the pineapple spent so much time on the shelf or in travel or whatever, right side up. So the sugars have all settled to the bottom. And so whether you do the roll method or the upside down chop the top method, which is, I think, superior. I'm just saying, for those of us trying to squeeze the most out of the pineapple of life, I would suggest, chop the top, find a crazy Mexican that can make it into liquor for you, flip the pineapple on its head, ass up, and wait 24, 48 hours, slice it up, and my friends, you will think you are in Hawaii.
That's a lot of work.
Tip. It is. But if you have the crazy Mexican, I don't mean to sound racist when I say that. I adore Mexicans and Latinos and the culture, and I speak the language, and I've studied abroad and love it entirely. Live in Texas. Would live in Mexico. I mean, I've spent tons of time in Mexico. Love it down there. Absolutely love it. And I love my tequilas. I don't know. Pretty amazing. It's an amazing.
I'm gonna have to try that with the pineapple for sure. I have one of those like pineapple cores. Those things that look so cheap, but it's like this super sharp blade, and you just twist it right down the middle, and then it pops all the meat right out. You know what I'm talking about?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And it works great. And I've had just pineapples off the shelf here, and pineapple country, upstate New York.
Yeah.
and they taste delicious. So I'm gonna have to.
Really?
I'm gonna have to see
delicious.
How much better.
Like sometimes you get certain bites that are delicious, and then you get other bites that are not as sweet, right? And I think that's the problem with the juice flow. But
can I just put my 2T feel into this conversation real quick?
Please.
So I love the pineapple core. I prefer making a fruit salad, and I'll start watermelon at the base, and then pineapple would be the second one. So after I core it and chop it up into fours and put it in, and then when I get all the other fruit layered on top of it, then I take the skin and I just squeeze all the juices out of the skin, and then it gets all absorbed into the other fruit, and let it chill for a little bit, and then it's great. But that's a way. That's not the way. Gonna have to try Will One's way. So
I think I I think I just drooled all down my face, my shirt. Shit, I'm gonna have to change shirts.
What other fruit are you putting in there, Mags? You throwing your tomatoes in there?
No tomatoes. Stop. No, raspberry might be my favorite of them all, but so it's usually, it depends if I'm doing a melon type thing, but usually a lot of people don't like melons. Strawberries, and sometimes Popper. I don't know if you've seen them, and Will, I don't know if they got these down near you. They got these pine berries. They're like these white pinkish strawberries, and they got a great taste. So strawberries, blueberries, blackberries, and raspberries.
Yeah,
That's acceptable.
Very full.
That's quite the fruit salad.
Yes.
Actually, yeah. It's more of a berry salad.
Well, pineapples, and then I will say what I do is, I didn't know this turned into a cooking show, but or a food
I
show.
hope you're not cooking it.
No. But then what I do, the last part usually is I buy frozen mangoes because I'm not dealing with that shit. Cutting those.
Oh God.
Yeah, those are the worst.
I got time.
You really have to be Mexican or Latino to know how to cut one of those. I'm just saying.
Yeah, I'm not. My time is pretty worthless, but I draw the line. I draw the line at cutting mangoes.
Dude, you lose a finger if you cut a mango as a gringo. Are you kidding me?
Well, you either lose a finger or you get like a little piece of mango. Because you can't,
and they're never properly ripe. Yeah, it's brutal.
But the frozen ones, let them.
Meanwhile,
put them in the fridge, let them defrost overnight. They're going to be perfect the next day, and then you cover the top of all those berries with the mangoes. It's quite the sensation.
You ever go to the fruit stand, and see the local and the way that they'll shave up a mango right in front of you too. I'm like, how the hell did you do that? They cut it in like lines and in squares and then flip it inside out or some shit and then give you a fork and cover it in tahini. And they're like, what are they? And you're like, what the?
I'll tag Sheriff on this because he probably has more apple orchard experience than me, but I don't think we have anything like that in upstate New York.
Probably.
I was at an apple orchard yesterday.
Yeah, but they're not doing this with mangoes, are they?
They are not. No. They weren't even doing it with apples.
No, mangoes are tropical. You got to get like below the Tropic of Cancer or whatever the hell it is.
There was one time where I magically was able to purchase like the perfect ripe mango and was able to get like a lot of meat off of it and really enjoyed it. And then ever since then, I just can't. It was a one-time thing. I've given up. Like Mag says, I go with the frozen mango. Can't really go wrong there.
The elusive mango.
Or the dried mango, which is delicious as well.
It is good.
Yeah, well, thanks to Costco.
Yeah, dried and sugared.
Big ass bag. I know. Yeah. And I would feed those to my kids, and my wife's like, there's way too much sugar in those. So we have to get the other ones from whatever other hippie store that don't have as much sugar in them, but love some dried mangoes. Oh man, wow. I'm surprised they don't have dried pineapples more readily available. Like the mangoes are nice because they're in strips. It's almost like beef jerky.
Yes.
But in a fruit stick format. Whereas the pineapple's chunked. No. I'm not dissing on the pineapple here. I'm just talking about the formality of the structure of the cut fruit. I feel like we're kind of merging Seinfeld here with pineapples, NFTs, cryptos, financial planning, and just overall weirdness, nerdness as well.
You've just described Poppin' Mags.
You guys are brilliant. You're onto something here, I'm telling you.
Sheriff posted a while ago this pineapple strip. It's like a half a pineapple, right, Sheriff?
Yeah.
I've had them. They're fucking money, those things.
I would eat them every day. They're so good. But the only problem I have is
a half a pineapple.
Yeah, right. But it came in a bag of mixed ones. There was mango ones in there too, but there was banana, and I'm just not a big banana guy. And like in that format, it was almost inedible for me. So,
I mean, pretty much anything you put a pineapple in
It's delicious.
It's gonna spruce up the whole experience. I mean,
Like a pizza.
let's
Oh,
oh my
man.
God. Oh,
What?
dude.
Stop it.
What?
This is a debate that is as rife as life itself. Okay. And I mean, I don't even want to tell you my side on this debate, but I will.
Yeah.
I
Thank you.
will slice it up, dice it up, put it on my pizza, baby. I freaking love it.
There we
I
go.
love it. I love it. He put some ham on there too. And
I'm going on mute.
we're back in Hawaii, dude. I don't know, man. Yeah, there's pizza, and to not ruffle too many feathers, we can switch to the subject that everybody loves: alcohol, pineapple, booze. I mean, Mai Tai. I have two words for you, or maybe it's one word, two syllables. I don't know. Mai Tai. It's Asian, so that's pineapple infused, isn't it?
I was, and I might have mentioned this before, Popper, so sorry, but so I was at Guantanamo Bay for a better part of a year, and you only
Dude,
got
well, how'd they let you out?
It was a long swim.
Crimes against humanity. They
Yeah.
finally let his ass out.
But stuff only came occasionally from the barge or whatever, and there was all this Ciroc vodka, delicious, but the pineapple one, if you didn't get to the Navy Exchange before they put them on the shelves, they're gone. So they wouldn't even last like 6 hours. And then you'd have to wait for next time they came in. And they were the best one. They were always sold out. So I pineapple is probably great on everything.
The Navy, they know. The Navy guys know. They know what's up.
They know. Yeah, those guys party way too hard. But yeah, they know. For sure.
Yeah, they do. Oh, they do. Only guys that can take me under the table. Seaman. I was in Spain, southern Spain. Beautiful there. Hot as hell. In fact, they have a local saying in local dialect, "Joder, que calor," which means joder, which in Spanish is fuck. How hot? Que calor. Joder, que calor. Fuck, it's hot. Fuck, how hot? But they shorten it to joder, que calor. And anyway, southern Spain was the year was 2000. It was summertime. It was joder, que calor. It was hot. I turned 21, and I aged into my 21st birthday while studying abroad and living in a Spanish, in a European country where pre-Euro, so a great economic experiment too, back on the peseta. It was awesome, dude. You could go and have a beer and they'd give you tapas. And some places the tapas were just olives and bread, but some places the tapas were like a freaking dude. And we were broke college kids. This one place, the tapa was a bagel sandwich, ham and cheese bagel sandwich with fries for free with a beer that was 75 pesetas, probably, I'm sorry, 100 pesetas. It was like 75 cents, 50 cents. You get a beer and a meal. Anyway, I digress. Southern Spain, the year was 2000, and I was turning 21. And they had chupaterias down there. Chupateria, which is a shot bar. It's a place to go take chupas, a place to take shots. And they literally only serve shots at a shot bar. And they'd be like, what, like mixed chick drink girl shots. Like they weren't all straight wild turkey 101 shots, right? They had it, of course, if you wanted to go high octane. But anyway, did 21 shots on my 21st birthday. A lot of peer pressure. Probably some pineapples involved at the time. Anyway, that's my story, and I'm sticking to it.
Oh man. So, Will, out of curiosity, what do you got your eyes set on these days? Is there any kind of NFTs? Any? Are you just stacking T fuel? What are you doing?
Well, I'm heavy on Theta. I'm heavy on Pines. I am somewhat casually observing via front row seats what I call the great unraveling, which, you asked a fairly simple question, but I'm going to overcomplicate it a little bit.
This is your show. This is your show.
With my eye on, man, it's on the current situation with the US dollar and the fiat currency mechanisms that have run and controlled this planet for the last many, many hundreds of years.
Sure.
And their inevitable demise or devolution or transition out of them that we're all literally living through as we speak. And so it's I packed my bags. I've been waiting for this for a long time, 13, 14 years. My bags are packed. My theta is staked and my pineapples are just chilling. I think right now, here's my non-financial financial advice. We should be in a holding pattern. This is kind of like, let's wait and see what the hell unravels from here.
Yeah.
Like there are going to be amazing opportunities. There already are amazing opportunities. I mean, all this takes is patience, diligence, conviction. 2 out of 3 of those, and you can make it in cryptos. You just have to like study, understand what the hell, and then place your bets and then get the hell out of your own way. And I feel like we're in that third part of the stage right now. Get the hell out of your own way. Don't let your mind pollute yourself too much. I see that happen with people all the time. I work with a lot of people, and a lot of people that are going through this awakening process. And don't let your head get in your way. Don't let your thoughts get in your way. Trust your gut and roll with it. And I mean, as far as assets right now, physical silver. If you don't own any physical silver coins, silver bars, go buy some. Don't dump your pineapples, but like get some silver. It's insurance. It's financial insurance.
Right.
So it'll probably
Werewolves.
perform pretty well. I was just talking to Dole earlier today, and he's one of my pineapple nerd buddies. And he'll text me. He'll be like, "Dude, look at this one. Should I buy it?" And I'm like, "Dole, I already told you. You've got enough pineapples. You don't have enough theta, or enough T fuel or whatever." I'm like, trying to big brother him or little brother him or whatever a little bit, like, and today I'm like, "Dude, do you have any? You got to get some silver." So we're kind of at that stage. That's what I'm eyeing right now to answer your question, Sheriff. I'm eyeing physical silver. Or encouraging people to eye physical silver, because we're about to enter mark my words, I'm not a prophet, but very soon you're not going to be able to get the stuff. And it's already, premiums have spiked. It's kind of been a mayhem show since COVID, last 2.5 years. I mean, silver eagles, an American silver eagle costs double the price of silver right now, almost. Like,
it's crazy. Yeah,
it's nuts. And that's for a reason. That's for an absolute reason. So yeah, that's my advice.
So your bags are basically packed. Was what you're saying.
Bags are
you
packed,
kind of, you've
man.
made your positions.
I've made my positions. I've been waiting for this a long time. Now I'm just waiting and, raising my kids, making sure, the local school system doesn't put litter boxes in their freaking bathrooms, because I don't want to go there.
It's funny, but it's not funny. Yeah,
it's a different podcast. Yeah, it's funny and it's not funny. So yeah, I mean, that's kind of that's where I'm at, and then I think trying to usher in, I mean, a lot of people are asking questions. A lot of people are, coming unplugged. A lot of people are, I don't know, not necessarily needing direction, but that's kind of where I'm trying to focus now. Is Yeah, not for profit, but for, I mean, that's been my company's motto for the last decade and a half, is ushering people through the way, like, okay, oh crap, I got to get my money out of this 401k and put it into something tangible and real, whether that's, pineapples or gold or silver or theta or whatever, real estate,
Yeah.
So
and you
now
bring up a good point too, because, don't let the second guessing kind of cloud you from all the due diligence that you've done on some of this stuff. People got into pineapples for a reason, and what's changed? The only thing that's changed is we haven't heard an official update. That's really the only thing that's changed. So to kind of
well, that
have
didn't
this
change.
well, yeah,
I mean,
no, that didn't change, but
we never had a real official update. I mean, God bless them,
it just
but like,
it didn't
it's
meet
part of what we
it didn't
got
meet
here.
expectations, right? It
Yes.
didn't meet the people's expectations, and nothing changed, even though that didn't meet their expectations. We don't know what's going on in the background. We know, I mean, we've had a little bit of an idea of what's going on. I generally don't know what's going on, but to have that doubt seep in, and it's like, okay, it's just natural. I've listened to Bix back in the day, and I got some physical silver myself and just kind of put it away, and now it's like it's just put away and basically forgotten about at this point. And to be honest, it's like at some point, like you said, it's an insurance policy for me, not one that I want to cash in on in a world of chaos, but it is what it is, and it's just kind of tuck it away for now. And that's kind of what I'm doing with my pines too. It's like I did my research into theta. These guys are tied into theta. I feel very comfortable. I know who the rare robot is. I know what his body of work looks like, and I really have no reason to question whatever's coming out. You know what I mean? So buy them, put them away, and just forget about them. I'm kind of just like that stacker guy. I'm a terrible trader. When I first got into crypto, was like, oh, let me try to time these little like 1 minute charts and like this and that. It's like, that's just, I'm not that guy. I'm not interested in that. Could I have made more doing some things that way? Absolutely. But you can lose a lot more sleep too. And like Mag said before, it's like at some point it just goes up, and if you're out of your position, then all of this stuff that you wanted to do, you miss out on. So I'd rather be a little bit early and have to wait than be a couple minutes late.
Dude, we're very well said, by the way. And we are up against a very real, I mean, my whole, as it comes to look back on my 42 years in existence, it seems like my entire purpose has been like risk assessment. Like, how am I going to get screwed, and how do I mitigate it? Maybe just as I've gotten older, but yeah, we're up against a point, man, where literally markets are going to break, whether that's equities markets, whether that's the COMEX, the commodities markets, or whether that is the crypto exchanges. All of those are going to go through a point here very soon where there's a breakage, where there's a systemic pause, and where there's so much leverage. Okay, the COMEX trades huge amounts of paper derivatives of the commodities above the existing physical. I mean, huge multiples. Same with cryptos. Like Coinbase will have more Bitcoin on a high volume day. Dude, they'll have all of the Bitcoin ever mined exchanged in one day. That's impossible.
Yeah,
I didn't change my Bitcoin. You didn't send your Bitcoin. He didn't send his. Right. What the hell's going on? It's all massive leverage. And these are the price discovery mechanisms. These exchanges, the COMEX, these are where the price is derived. This is where we say, how much is Bitcoin today? And by Bitcoin, I mean collectively crypto, theta, T-Fuel. How much is theta today? It's derived from the exchanges. The price that we all agree upon, that is the price for right now, $1.08 or whatever, is derived from the exchanges that are massively levered and in massively criminal, fraudulent operations going on. And it doesn't surprise me, having a background in history of monetary and understanding the monetary system. These are the monetary controllers. A new monetary instrument, asset class, was introduced with Satoshi's white paper, and they, along with everyone else, had to juggle and figure out how to manage it. At first, they laughed at it. They poo-pooed it. Oh, that's cute, internet cash. That's hilarious. And then, oh, shit. Now they're building infrastructure. Holy crap. And then the next thing you know, I'm going off on a tangent here, but as I tend to do, but the next thing you know, I'm thinking back to 2017 when Goldman Sachs, via the shell company of Circle, right after Poloniex, which was the number one exchange in that bull market, had what do we call it? A series of unfortunate events, literally.
Oh yeah.
And then its valuation was destroyed. And then what happened? It was acquired by Goldman Sachs. And I'm like, oh shit, they're buying the on-ramps, off-ramps. They're building it. Look, these huge, they don't go in and buy the tokens. They go in and they buy the infrastructure. They buy the on-ramps and the off-ramps. They control the onset. They control the price discovery. So all of that is coming to a head right now. And, the next weeks, months, I mean, the September that we've just had, the amount of things, I had clients, I wasn't really privy to much of this until about a month ago, when I had clients all of a sudden freaking out, like, hey, can we get the money rolled over? How long is it going to take to get the silver? How long is it going to take to get just the urgency, the panic, started to sort of swell up. And then I started poking around a little bit. This was like early September. And then I'm like, oh shit, great. We got a lot of, stage sort of being set here for some kind of big stuff. And anyway, it's, we had the British pound Friday. Was that Friday? That was the last trading day. Yeah. The day before today is trading day. Crashed parity with the dollar. 3-4 weeks ago, it was the euro parity with the dollar. Currency markets are abuzz. It's started. Yeah. It's going to get interesting. So
definitely,
don't go crazy though. Like, have some silver, have some pineapples, have a little extra food maybe.
Yep.
And, if things get crazy, maybe stay off the roads. Yeah. Yeah.
Well, I know Max has got some homework that he needs to do tonight, but before we let you go, I do want to ask you about that beautiful Sentinel Prime that you have in your wallet. What are your thoughts on that?
Oh man. That project continues to amaze me. I'm thankful that Sheriff pinged me up when I was on vacation traveling. He's like, dude, you've got 3 of the
animated shorts.
The shorts. You've got 3 shorts in your wallet. All you need is 1 more, and you get this airdrop. And I'm like, what? So
you're like, oh, I'll take care of it next week when I'm back. I'm like, dude, it's got the snapshot happens on Monday.
I know, I'm like, crap.
You got it done.
Okay, I gotta find it. I gotta figure it out. Yeah, we got it done. And I got a Sentinel Prime, dude. He's freaking dope.
Yeah.
I think I'm gonna be able to like walk through walls and stuff. I don't know.
See through walls.
Even better.
Yeah. No, it's pretty crazy. So I don't know if your kids are into gaming or whatever, but that's going to be a nice character to own once this game is readily available.
Yeah, I can't wait to see what he's got up his sleeve, man. Holy cow!
Yeah, and I'm assuming you didn't. He had an AMA on the Discord maybe a week ago. I can't remember at this point, but it's actually on there, the recording. So whenever you have an hour to kill, feel free to hop on over to the Discord and take a listen to that, and you'll have a better idea of where things are going in the future.
Awesome, dude. Yeah, I navigating Discord gives me a little bit of a panic attack, so maybe I'll have you send me a link.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I completely understand. I joined a new one today. Actually, Theta Dragons for the first time. I got a couple of those off of Open Theta, and I just open. I'm like, all right, what is you hit the icon, and then all of a sudden it's like, bam, like 50 different channels appear, and it's like, okay,
all these threads.
Where is everything? Things. Yeah.
Yeah. Somebody just tell me what to do. Yeah.
Yeah. I completely understand. You got anything else you want to get answered here, Mags, before we let Will have the rest of his night?
Yeah. No. I wrote down those recipes, so gonna give them a whirl when
you figure out how to make the tequila from the pineapple tops. I'm telling you, we're gonna, dude. We should have our own distilling brand, Secret Pineapple.
Oh shit!
Wow,
tequila or something, and like
it'd be maybe Magnum's Choice.
Dude, that could be like one of the, So we have all these
small
different.
Batch.
Bro. We had all these different varietals of pineapples that we would harvest. We'll call it tequila. It's not tequila. It's whatever they call it. We got to talk to our Mexican brethren and say, hey, what do we call this shit? And then because it's not Soto, it's Piña, but it's not Piña. What the hell is it? It comes from the Piña. And I'm telling you, there's something there, you guys. We maybe cut this out because somebody's going to steal this idea. But I don't care if they do. Just maybe bottle me a really good one, like a Piña Boss.
There you
varietal,
go. There you go.
And hook me up. I don't know. I'll help you market it. Shit, I don't care. It's somebody run with this, please. Actually, don't cut this out. Somebody needs to run with this.
Staying in
because pineapple distilled pineapple tops. I don't even know what the hell you would call it. Like the juice isn't even. It's not pineapple. It's the cactus part of the pineapple.
It's the scalp.
It's the scalp. Whoa! It's the faux, dude. It's the faux hawk.
Yeah.
Maybe that's what we call it. Faux hawk distillery. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know, guys.
That's wild, though. If you a use for every part of the pineapple.
Yeah. Yeah, well, you go into nations, dirt road towns where people are salvaging everything they can from everything. And hell yeah, we got the fruit from this thing. The top looks oddly like a maguey, like an agave. Let's make some freaking bathtub liqueur from this bad boy. My ancestors in Tennessee called it white lightning, moonshine. I don't know. What did they use? Corn? It's like people get creative. They're like, oh, if you leave that in the windowsill long enough, it turns into liquor.
Oh man. Well,
Good
Will,
stuff.
listen. It's been a blast. Thank you for joining us. We really appreciate it. I know that I certainly appreciate these type of interviews a lot because it's just much easier just talking pines with a pine dude than learning about a new project and trying to ask intelligent questions. That's for sure.
Yeah. Well, man, thanks for having me on. I love you guys. Jeez, from the frickin' twins to the frickin' goat guy, Magnum, Team Magnum. It's all so good. All the shit you guys have put together is pretty fantastic. And this podcast is like the cherry on top. So, man, thanks for having me on. And I'd love to do it again if you guys ever do. Like we do a this could be the inaugural.
Yeah.
And then we have I don't know.
Gotta have a follow up once the pines are doing their thing. That'll be. This is just like kind of get to know everyone. Then we'll be doing our victory parade.
Right? Are you guys going to ThetaCon?
Oh yeah, baby.
We'll be there.
Awesome.
You?
I'll see you there, man. Oh yeah. I'll
awesome.
Right.
All right. Great. Very cool. All right, man. Well, enjoy the rest of your night, and we certainly appreciate it. And we'll see you on the boards. And I'll make sure that you get that Discord link to the right spot.
Yeah, please. Yeah, and when this interview goes live, send me a link and I'll shoot it out too. So we,
Awesome. Will do.
Gentlemen,
Thanks,
thank
Will.
you so much.
All right. Thank you.
Take care.
Have a great night.
Cheers. You too.
Bye.
You have been listening to the Pops and Mags Pinecast. Music provided by Sushi Cat. Like what you hear? Send that cat a treat at feedthecat.theta. Pops and Mags is a scumbag hat production in association with Kyle's Hot Tub.